Is your child suddenly hostile and belligerent toward you? Is your once warm and close relationship suddenly cold and distant? Does your child suddenly mimic words and phrases typical of your narcissistic ex? If so, you may be a target of parental alienation. Let's talk about it. But first, welcome to my channel. I'm Monique, Divinely Divorced Diva, and if you're new here, please subscribe. I'm Monique, Divinely Divorced Diva, and I discuss matters related to narcissistic abuse and high conflict divorce. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and push the notification bell so you'll receive notifications for when I post new videos. Parental alienation, though the most commonly used term, is surrounded by a bit of controversy, so from now on I think I'll use different terminology. If you're interested in reading more about what the controversy is, I wrote about it on my blog post, so you can read that post, which I link in the description box below. Other words or phrases you can use instead are custodial interference, hostile aggressive parenting, pathological interference, domestic abuse by proxy, and parental interference. Examples of parental interference are when the interfering parent attempts to prevent the child from seeing the targeted parent, taking the child without permission, or refusing to return the child. Other more indirect examples of parental interference might be interfering with communication between the targeted parent and the child, preventing the targeted parent from participating in the child's school or extracurricular activities, bad-mouthing the targeted parent, and even asking the child to spy on the targeted parent. If you suspect this is happening with you, do something as soon as you see the signs so that your child doesn't become completely alienated from you. And that something is probably the exact opposite of what you normally would do. I was ready to unleash my inner Claire Huxtable and send the hostile teenager with the funky attitude who was disrespecting me in my own house packing to live full-time with their father. However, that is exactly the opposite of what you're supposed to do in this kind of situation. And while I put a stop to her blatant disrespect and hostility, I realized that I needed to tread softly with how I addressed and disciplined her behavior. The more I realized that my daughter was the puppet and my narcissistic ex was the puppet master pulling her strings, the more I understood that anything that she deemed as harsh or counter rejection for me would push her further away. I addressed the issue of my daughter more fully in the blog post that I talked about earlier, and that's linked in the description box at the bottom of this video. The next thing to do, or rather not to do, is do not retaliate against the interfering parent. The child is already entrenched in their camp, and to badmouth them or to retaliate against them would just put them further there. The most important thing you can do is to let your child know that you're there and that you love them unconditionally, and that your love for them does not require that they disavow their love for the interfering parent. Show them and tell them that you love them, and let them know that you are their safe place. Be sure to check out other YouTube videos by experts in the field, including Karen and Nick Woodall, Jennifer Harmon, and Kim Baker, which I will link in the description box in the bottom. I also suggest you find online support groups. There are plenty in Facebook, because as isolating as this may feel, you are not alone, and you definitely want that support. Please don't dismiss this as just a phase or something that your child will outgrow on their own. The words and terminology used to describe this, hostile aggressive parenting, pathological interference, domestic abuse by proxy, let you know how serious this matter is. It is quite simply child abuse, and experts say that the long-term effects can be more devastating than sexual abuse. If you've ever been or suspect that you might be a target of parental interference, let me know in the comments. Please like this video and remember to subscribe and click notifications for future videos. Thank you, and talk to you soon.